Hey there, you're listening to You Still Going On About That with Rob Israel and Joseph K. You can find us anywhere you could download podcasts. You could also find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at YSGoat. Thanks for listening. I'm Rob Israel.
I'm Joseph K.
And you still going on about
that.
All right, you ready, Joseph?
I have been gumping it up all week. I'm prepared. I've brought with me a box of chocolates to go through the episode with. And this is good. It's been a long time coming. We're around episode 60. Finally, we should be doing, and I'm glad to be doing, Forrest Gump.
Well, you're going to have to put that on hold.
What?
Yep. We will never talk about fart. Ever. Never.
Oh.
God is my witness. We'll never talk about
20-minute discussion of Jenny already planned in my...
Unless we get Gary Sinise in your kitchen. We'll never. So get Gary on the phone.
Gary Sinise.
Yeah. All right, no, we're not. Just kidding. One day we will do Forrest Gump, but we have something more important to talk about.
What could be more important than
the 18th Democratic debate?
Oh shit! The Iowa debate.
Yep, right before Iowa. 2 weeks before.
All right. All right, debate time.
All right, let's do it. So, it's just 6 people.
Yes.
Cory Booker just dropped out.
Yeah.
It kind of stinks, but he wasn't going to make the debate. Yang was not at this debate. This is the first debate Yang didn't make it. But
that's true.
He did get the over 50 kind of strange, obsessed trans, the guy who's obsessed with trans people.
Oh.
Dave Chappelle vote.
Right, I saw that.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle came out and endorsed him.
Yes.
I don't know if that means anything.
Well,
maybe
the Chappelle block is a powerful voting block,
yeah,
I think.
I just consider that all part of the same Joe Rogan, like...
Yeah, the periphery of, like...
It's like completely... It's like there's millions of them, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. But he wasn't at this debate, so we didn't hear about Liberty Bucks, and we didn't hear about the dividend. Everybody, except for the women, were wearing ties.
Yes.
Not saying that the men have to wear ties.
No. It's funny. I actually did hear about Yang on that day because I was talking to my dad on the way to work. And my dad's a big Bernie guy from way back. But he had recently started reading about Yang, and he's intrigued by some of Yang's ideas. He's not sure he wants him, running the government.
Doesn't matter. He's not going to be the nominee. Yeah. There's still people I see on Twitter saying that this guy's going to be the nominee. And I'm like, you realize that there's no way in hell.
Right. That will not happen.
And then 3 months from now we'll be talking about President
Yang.
President Yang.
Yeah.
We'll be wearing blue hats that say math on it. Be like, I don't know. I guess we really don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, right.
We're here now in this. Does anybody ever make the Yang Bang joke?
No, but that's a good one. People should make that.
Yeah, no, I don't see it now. I'm surprised I haven't seen it on Twitter.
Right.
I feel like I want to do that, but I feel like someone else has done that.
Yeah.
This is always people who have hashtag Yang Gang, and I always want to retort back Yang Bang.
Yang Bang, right.
And, there's got to be somebody making a porno of that right now.
Exactly, right?
That's a low-hanging fruit.
Exactly.
In the porn industry.
Script writes
Yang
itself.
Bang. There's
right.
There's a total low-hanging fruit there.
Exactly. The delivery guy shows up with 1,000 Yang bucks.
Yang Bang,
right?
Yep,
and it's
here's your
the pizza guy's
dividend.
Exactly. So
Liberty.
all right. So no.
On to the actual debate. Yeah.
No.
So the stars of the show.
Yeah, we had six people. We had Biden, Bernie, Warren, Steyer, Klobuchar, and Butteigeig.
Yep. I will say right off the bat, there's 3 of them that just don't need to be there. it's kind of funny. We talked about this before. It's like Steyer, like, is not bad.
He's not.
It's just too late. It's like, I don't. It's like he's not going to be able to, like, he's not going to get this. He's not going to.
Well, I've heard, and I don't know if this is true because I heard it and then I read it. I heard that a lot of people said that Steyer has spent a ton of money and he has secretly amassed quite a bit of support in some of these early primary states, and that you shouldn't be surprised if Steyer gains a lot of traction in, like, South Carolina or Iowa or New Hampshire or Nevada or some of these states. And look, I don't think it's going to happen either, but Steyer was fine during the debate. I mean, we'll talk about him when we talk about him, but...
Well, I will say this, though, about Tom Steyer, and
yes.
I put out a tweet about this.
Okay.
I think like 11 people liked it, which, again, for me on Twitter, 11 people, including you.
Yep.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
I said Tom Steyer will go down in history as the guy who spent $100 million to hear what Warren said to Bernie after the Dem debate.
Yeah, right? Firsthand, too. Well,
look. Then what did he? And then Bernie, what did he say to him? He said, "Oh man, it's so good."
Yeah, he was good.
No, but like, crap. Hold on, I gotta find it. It's really funny.
Well, while you're looking for that, I guess what I'll say this about Steyer, which doesn't sound like a great compliment, but it really, really is. He sounded real fun and likable, and he sounded real sane. You know, I mean, like.
Well, he has, like, I was saying this from the get go. He's a billionaire, and we're not supposed to like. But he's actually has progressive talking points.
Yeah,
he's actually progressive. They asked him a question about what was it? Him making money off of coal.
Yep.
And he owned it.
Oh yeah,
he didn't run away from it. He didn't try to say some bullshit. I mean, the funny thing is, at least he's at the actual fucking debates. Unlike someone else who's not at the debate and has already spent over $100 million.
Oh, Bloomberg.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what his intention is. Supposedly, though, my fear is that he's gonna, depending on who the nominee is, like, let's say if it's Bernie or
Warren,
he'll
run as a third,
which to me would show that he is an asshole,
right?
Because that's only gonna hurt the Democrats. That's not gonna hurt the Republicans, because you'll get even if he just takes 5%, it's enough. Like, he gets those, like, older, more conservative Democrats that are a little sketchy. You know, the boomers.
Sure.
And no, it's true. He would totally steal the boomer Democrat vote.
Right.
The bloomers. The bloomers.
That's what I'm going to start calling them.
The boombergs.
The boombergs.
And he would fucking give it right to Trump. But and if that's the case, then I would say, like, why don't you just let Trump win? Like, if he announced a third party run, I think people would, there would be, like, just, he would get the same response he got from the Starbucks guy.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, he was shut down quickly.
But the thing is, I think he did say that he will support, no matter who the nominee, he will support them, and he will give him his team of 500 people.
Are you talking about Steyer?
No, this is Bloomberg.
Okay.
This is what he claimed.
Right.
That he supposedly said this. I still don't believe him because he used to be my mayor. I lived in New York the whole time he was mayor. I'm not good. That's obviously that.
That's one of those iceberg comments where you see the top, but there's like 95%.
He is great for rich people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he claims that no matter who, even if it's like Bernie, I guess, any of the candidates, if he's not the nominee, which he won't be,
sure,
because he's like polling at like 1% or 2%.
Yeah. Well, and look, he's not going to be the nominee. That's the answer. You know,
it doesn't even make any sense. He only hurts Biden.
Yeah,
he doesn't hurt no one that's going to vote for Bernie, or even there might be like
Klobuchar or something.
Yeah, but maybe that one voter of Warren, that tiny sliver of a fraction that he's not going to get those votes. He's only going to cipher away from Biden. So by him even being in the race, he is like procuring a more progressive candidate to win.
That's funny. You're right, because he's the alternative to Biden.
Kind of, yeah. But the thing is, he claims that he will donate. I guess he has like 500 people working for him,
right?
As his presidential thing.
Are they indentured or do they?
It's a slave operation, modern day. They're interns. They're paying to actually work for him. and he would basically transform it to like whoever.
Well,
but I don't believe him.
Look, on a similar note, I think Steyer has said something similar, and Steyer has actually put a lot of money into down ballot candidates.
I hope that's the case. The whole theory is that supposedly what he's really doing is he's trying to run for senator in California.
Good for him.
Who's up next? Is it that old lady? What's her name?
Well, who are the senators there?
Well, Kamala Harris and the other one, the old lady.
Not Barbara Boxer.
No, Kamala Harris took Barbara Boxer's position. That's that old lady. She's like, a lot of progressives hate her.
Gosh, who is that? All right, they had
a miserable old woman.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think it might be her. I don't know, but supposedly they think he's basically training to run for senator in California.
Well, look, I think he'd be good. I would say, based on what I saw last night, I guess we're talking about Steyer now.
Yeah, we'll just knock him out.
Steyer, I may prefer Steyer to Biden. He may be my third choice.
He's not my candidate, but like I said, it's like the same. I think it's like the same problem with there was a crowded field,
right?
And it's like obviously it's like you got major candidates that are gone. Booker,
right?
Kamala Harris, Castro, who was not as big but still made a name.
Yeah.
People like Booker, Cory Booker's gone, but like Tulsi's still running. But I'm like, is she really running?
Yeah.
I mean, like
a Russian spy operation.
No, but I mean, like, is she like? Can you technically just claim you're running for president and have absolutely no money?
Well, there's a lot of advantages to claiming, to running.
She's running, it's a vanity project at this point.
Yes, well, and you do get some advantages. I mean, you can use, I think it probably opens up other avenues of campaign.
At the convention and
income
stuff.
and stuff like that. And you do get free television and stuff like it. Look, there's a reason Tulsi gets to go on Fox News all the time.
Right.
It's not just because she's a Russian.
Well, I think it's all. I think as she, her stock goes down by not being at those debates anymore.
Right.
She becomes irrelevant.
Well,
if she doesn't get to go on the debate, say some kind of attack.
Yeah.
That just hurts. Really, in the end, hurts the Democratic Party more than it hurts
the process.
Yeah, than it does, and I'm sure there's people who poop on that, but whatever. I mean, again, when you go on right-wing shows and you go along with right-wing framed questioning, and you go along with it and don't question it or throw it back at them,
exactly,
you're not an ally.
When you're quacking and you have webbed feet and you hang out in ponds, you're a duck.
Yeah,
and that's just that's exactly how it works.
Yeah, you could say that you're not
right. But
that you are this and that, but
exactly, you're not a refrigerator or the state of Nebraska. You're a duck. So,
right. It's kind of how it goes, and it's so. Yeah, I just wanted to get this out of the way because we don't forget. You know what my nightmare scenario is, and I cannot see this. I was thinking about it because I saw there's these supposed leftist YouTubers and their personalities. In the end of the day, it's like they claim they want progressive, real progressive movements and all that, but it's all about getting subscribers and building up their stock. And and it's like some of these dudes prosper when there's a person like Trump in the White House.
Oh yeah,
because then it's like people can escape to them.
That was the best thing. Clinton was the best thing that ever happened to Limbaugh.
Well, Rush Limbaugh's career was created by Clinton, basically.
Exactly.
I mean, if Clinton didn't get in the White House, there'd be Rush Limbaugh, but he wouldn't be the opposing force.
Right. Ken Starr never would have gotten to ignore a rape scandal at Baylor if it hadn't been for Bill Clinton, where he got his start. So a lot of people really thrived as a result.
So my nightmare scenario is Bernie Sanders gets the nomination, and he picks her as VP.
Tulsi. Yeah. They do have a weird...
and there's people who I've heard say that it will never happen.
No.
Because the whole point of... When you pick a VP, there's purposes to that.
Right. You got it. Right.
You're uniting the party.
You don't want a narrower base.
Well, if he picked her, his whole debate, his whole campaign would be destroyed.
Yes.
Because it would just be on her, and it would be the controversy of her, and they would play like her attacking Clinton, and they would say there's divisions in the party, and they would
That's the Sarah Palin pick. That's basically
no, it's worse actually. Sarah Palin was perfect for the Republicans. No, it was. It actually. This is like different. You're thinking
they didn't
she's
win.
A,
I mean,
no,
like
well, they didn't win, but he already lost. By the summer, he lost.
Right.
It was done. It gave him like a bolt, even if it didn't. Even if it, like people like me and you will say, or even real concerned elite Republicans would say like this is a horrible choice.
Right.
But no, it brought excitement. The reason why Tulsi is not Sarah Palin, the reason why having someone like Tulsi being picked is a disaster is because it would be divisive to the party. And it would take away... Because, like I said, McCain already was dead in the water.
Yeah.
He wanted to pick Joe Lieberman, actually.
Yeah.
He did.
I remember that. That was his, deathbed regret.
No, that's the one he wanted. And he wanted Lieberman. He wanted to come in and pull this, thinking that... And they were like, no. You know that guy Steve Schmidt that's always on MSNBC?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can thank him.
Yeah. Well, look, Steve Schmidt... I'm not saying he's redeemed himself.
I know, yeah, he didn't. Because he worked... He proved that he...
But I think he's bright. I think
he's obviously bright.
Yes.
I mean,
they ain't all bright,
But I mean, I'm talking about he's not an ally, really, because especially, his reaction, when he started working for the Starbucks guy, and people were like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But then people were like, yeah, well, what do you think? He's not... Yeah, he goes on TV, gets paid to talk shit about Trump. That doesn't make him an ally to progressives.
No.
It's like...
That's an easy trap to fall into. The enemy of my enemy is not always your friend.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just your enemy's enemy.
It's and that's the problem. The whole... All MSNBC is, except for Maddow and that guy with the glasses... and
Schmerkalish?
No, he's younger, much younger.
Oh yeah, Chris Hayes.
Yeah, Chris Hayes, and then the other guy, the older guy, not the guy who talks like this. Chris Matthews, not him. The other guy, he's on around Maddow also.
Joe Franklin.
Joe Franklin.
I'm kidding.
Joe Franklin. Yeah, him. Yeah, Joe Franklin. Yeah, nothing. Let me tell you, when I was a kid, I would try putting on the Joe Franklin show.
Oh, the Joe Franklin show.
It was so. I would watch it, but how is this guy on TV? Yeah. This guy has no TV presence. If this guy could be on TV, your grandma can be on TV.
He was great. He was a legend.
He was awesome. There was nothing charismatic about him. He wasn't funny. He was not hip. He was really boring.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not Joe Franklin.
No, it's not Joe Franklin.
Who was it that comes on after Maddow?
It's around that period.
Yeah,
I don't know. Whatever. But most of MSNBC, especially early in the day, it's all people who worked for the Bush administration. It's all people, and they don't want a Warren and they definitely don't want a Sanders.
No.
They constantly have someone on Klobuchar. But let me just get this out of the way. The reason why Tulsi would be a disaster is because it would destroy the party. It would destroy Sanders' nomination. So if he were to do that, that would automatically show you that he can't be president.
Right.
Because that's such a
poor choice.
It's a very poor choice. He's not going to. There's a whole stock of people that he could pick from that are very good.
Who would you see as a Bernie runaway?
I don't think it's going to be anybody on the stage. If it's Warren, if it's Sanders...
it's not going to be Warren.
I think at this point Warren's not going to be the nominee. I think she's... but let me get to that. We'll get to that later. I don't think... If it's Sanders... I think if it's Sanders, Biden, or Warren, they are not going to pick... people are thinking if Biden gets it, he's going to pick Kamala Harris. He's not.
I could see him picking Stacey Abrams.
I think that all three of them have Stacey Abrams or Andrew Gillum.
Andrew Gillum. I lived in Florida when Andrew Gillum was running for governor against DeSantis, who's
that guy's great. DeSantis was a cup of
trash
of sour milk.
Yeah.
That guy sucked, and I could not believe that Gillum lost. To me, it was this guy is if people want the next Obama, this guy is better.
Yeah.
This guy was I made sure to watch the Florida debate, and this guy was just amazing, and DeSantis was it wasn't even just he was this racist douchebag. It's he had no personality,
right? And he was crooked, and he was just trash. And I could go on about him just because I lived in Florida when that was going on. But I could see. I
just could not believe that he lost. I was this is just straight up racism at this point because I'm
The one thing I'll say about Gillum losing that I didn't love about Gillum is he conceded pretty quickly.
They said that supposedly if he stayed, they probably would have gotten the...
He could have. And he ended that race with a lot of money left in the bank. Now, look, I'm not a campaign director. I don't know how... sometimes you get a budget and there's no useful reason to spend it. Look, I can saturate this market with this amount of dollars and whatever. But, part of me was like, man, if you would, don't leave anything on the table, especially.
I don't know. I just think it's gonna. I could totally see it being one of them, a young progressive minority. In a southern state.
I think Bernie's got to. I don't think he has to, but I think picking a woman would be very smart to because he does have unfairly, I think, but he does have that knock of being like a little patriarchal.
He's an old white man.
You're right. He's baked into the cake.
It's like. They walk in the room and it's like, what are you gonna?
Yeah,
he may not be, but it's
not even him. It's like a lot of the stereotype of some of his supporters unfairly.
But I don't. Again, I don't think a lot of these people are supporters of his.
I agree. I'm just saying the perception.
What was the big? So what was the before we started talking? In the podcast, we reviewed some things. One of the biggest things that was hashtagging. I mean, we'll talk about this. We'll get to the other candidates later. But the big moment, one of the things that was leading up to this debate was this supposed sexist comment that Sanders said about Warren, which is not even a... It could be totally misinterpreted.
Well, I don't think it's sexist. I mean, look, there's a big difference between saying a woman should never be president versus saying, I don't think the country will vote for a woman
while Trump is president, especially with who is in the White House.
Exactly. I might say,
I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I think anyone could, if that person is the right person.
Of course.
Hopefully a cis white gender male.
I don't know. I mean, if you would ask me, is the NBA ready for, a trans player? I would say, I don't think so. But that doesn't mean I'm against it or anything.
Sports and I'm not
the sport ball.
The sports and the trans.
I'm just saying,
you want that shit? You go listen to Joe Rogan or something. I don't.
I'm just saying,
I'm just kidding. I got you what you're saying.
Yeah, okay, but that's the genesis of this.
Well, it reeked of bullshit. It reeked of I knew that CNN was gonna jump on it. CNN sucks. First of all.
Wait, do you mean the Clinton News Network?
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, I love how right wingers anytime I post. Any type of political art, I would get confronted. And now I don't as much because I block people now. Right. I don't have to tolerate it. I'm not working for a newspaper. I'm not getting paid. If I'm posting art and some douchebag comes on my page, especially if it's somebody who is hate following me.
Sure.
Sorry, go away. And I'm not going to be your soundboard.
Oh, yeah.
But I get these people who say something they would say something you're brainwashed from watching CNN. I'm I don't think I never watched CNN. CNN's trash. I would say if anything, first of all, it just shows you that real right wingers don't understand the left. They don't understand progressives.
Right.
They don't really get them. They say these ridiculous things. I'm CNN. I don't. I mean, if I watch any of the major channels. I'll watch snippets of MSNBC and then I'll put on other things. I don't get my news from CNN. If I watched CNN for years ago, and it used to, especially around the Iraq War, it used to drive me nuts.
Yeah,
I would say if anything, it's like a tepid center right news network.
I'd say, yeah.
I would not call it left leaning in any way whatsoever.
I think the knock. Well,
first of all. None of this shit should be leaning towards anything. It should just be the fucking news.
It's just the news, right?
And they say things. What's this? I don't know if it was Jon Stewart or Al Frank. It was someone had this great line about liberal media, and they said, "Well, you call it the liberal media. Well, I guess reality has a liberal bias.
Facts have reality has a liberal bias. Right?
No, it's that's not how it works.
Right.
You're just reporting the news.
Well, there aren't two, and that's, they say that about Chuck Todd and a lot of these modern day broadcasters is that they need to have they need to present both sides, but sometimes there isn't another side.
Right. Sometimes one side is wrong. Sometimes there's no two arguments to gravity.
Exactly.
There's only one argument.
Right. That's it.
Doesn't exist.
And sometimes you just have to kind of like go out and accept some basic facts, like the moon landing, right? Like you got to just accept that the moon landing
that the world
happened.
is round,
right?
Like if somebody on TV, works for a show, and they say, "I don't know, Whoopi. I know. I'm too busy working. I don't know if the world's round."
But then
you fire that person
exactly
because that's an inarguable thing. There's no two sides. That's how you destroy society.
That's like me saying, "I don't know that China exists." Right? I've never been to China.
There's two sides to everything. Some people who know that China exists.
Some people claim China exists, and some people don't.
How do I know that when I'm not? How do I know that when I don't see you right now, that you don't just poof away?
That I don't disappear.
And go into and then show up when I want you to show up.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like it's like it's not even a slippery slope. It's a playground slide lathered in Crisco. I mean, like that. And CNN plays into that. Yeah.
And they're trash. They hired Corey Lewandowski.
Oh, yeah.
You're not what liberal network hires the biggest trash thug that worked for Trump? I mean, like,
of fantasy football, Corey Lewandowski.
No, but I mean, like, that's like, I'm trying to think of, like, is there anybody that worked for Trump that you could say is, like, somewhat friendly or, like,
I would say
Christie, maybe, on a... for Christie, just on like
that Scaramucci has moments of clarity, but he's
he was never. I mean, like he's claimed to be a Democrat in the past. He's claimed, and he was in the administration for like a day,
11 days.
Yeah. The best 11 days.
Yeah, it was the best.
What's his face did such an amazing impression on him. Do you remember Steve Pipe Alley, that comedian?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He did such an amazing impression of him, and it sucked because like he lasted like a week. Like it was like gonna bring his career back. He was so good at it too. There was this thing called the Trump Show on Comedy Central. Yeah. That show was amazing. Like
I never saw it. I remember hearing about it, but
and he had him on, and he would be the mooch, and it was so fucking good.
Well, they did the CNN kind of played up this dispute between Bernie and Warren.
Yeah.
And all day today I saw hashtag Warren is a snake.
Yeah.
And it seems to be, and I don't doubt that Bernie and Warren had like a disagreement about this and they have their own perspectives, but it just seemed like a regular disagreement or
it all started with it after the debate ended. Mm-hmm. She didn't shake his hand.
Right. Well, and then CNN kind of played that clip of them, and they didn't record them surreptitiously, but it was like, it's clearly not meant to be aired.
That was a day. That was later in the day. That
was not right I'm sorry,
away.
You're right.
There was no sound when it happened, so it was all up to interpretation. There was Tom Steyer was there.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Right, he
paid $100 million to listen to what they said.
But then Twitter was flooded with
Warren's a snake.
Yeah, and they were all from these accounts that seemed real suspicious to me, like Bernie Bay. Bernie lover.
Anybody, and I will say this about anybody, not just Bernie or anybody who's supposedly on the left and is supporting one of these candidates. If you say if my candidate doesn't win, I'm not going to vote
with you. Yeah,
you're an idiot, or then you're basically voting for Trump. You are voting for Trump. Right. And if you say I'm staying home or I'm going to do a write-in, you're voting for Trump. I'm sorry. This is not a lesser of two evils.
No.
This
isn't the time for that.
Like, we've gone through this before. Bush was bad, and Trump is on a whole other level. He almost literally started World War III last week.
Yeah.
Like, he really did.
Yeah, that almost happened.
Like, that's not a joke. We were attacked by Iran, and one of our bases was attacked. Thankfully, they were level-headed and said, this is kind of like,
that's the scary part.
Here.
Iran was the adult in the room at that point. Like, that's a pretty scary thought.
Well, our propaganda machine here makes every country out to be that we have a thing against. Be like, I mean, I will say North Korea is not a good actor.
Okay. Granted, yeah.
But like, you can't, I never understood the logic of, Iran's a terrorist state, but not Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I'm always like, wait, what?
Right.
I never understood that one. That logic, I'm always like blown away by that one. It's like, the supposed hijackers were all Saudi Arabian. And,
Right. But
we go bomb Iraq.
Mess.
And the fact that we even bombed Afghanistan too. I guess supposedly the Taliban was there.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going. Yeah. But all these people claiming that Warren's a snake. There was people who were like, oh, the other hashtag was never Warren.
Right. Never.
And I was like, okay, you.
I agree. I think, and you said this before we even started, that it seems like kind of Russian troll accounts or troll accounts, maybe even like American but GOP controlled troll accounts that want to foment this divide. Yeah. And honestly, like,
and also all this does is help Biden out.
That's the weird part. That's why I don't think it's coming from like the Trump campaign, because I think Trump probably fears Biden more than
he fears Bernie.
You think he fears Bernie?
He does. I've been reading and hearing about this that he doesn't go out, and he is like behind closed doors freaking the fuck out about Bernie, because Bernie is an igniter.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Bernie can get like, he
does have the burn.
I mean, like, and of course, you see all these like elite douchebags and all these people who say things like Bernie bros, and it's like what? I don't even get that. Like, there's tons of women that support him, and like it's like, oh, the people that want Medicare for all are a bunch of frat people.
Yeah,
that's, like, I never
that's foremost on their mind.
Yeah, the people who want get rid of student loans, and they want to bring equal rights, and
right,
minimum wage to $15, and basically raise everybody up. Is the people that appeal to that are frat boys. Well, yeah, that tracks, right?
Yeah. Well, let's go a few of these people, and let's maybe knock off the low hanging fruit before we kind of return to the heavy hitters. Yeah. Pete.
Well, we talked about Steyer.
Right,
one thing about Steyer.
Yeah.
To end Steyer was he said. Let me pull up what he said to Steyer. Oh wait. I don't. I don't want to get in the middle. This was during the little kerfuffle with Warren. I don't want to get in the middle. I just want to go up to you and say hi, basically. And Bernie said, okay, good. Okay. Yeah, good. Okay. And I said, yeah, this is like how I think, like, every time I meet a celebrity.
Right.
Like, that's the reaction I get. So, again, Steyer paid $100 million to hear the kerfuffle, and he paid $100 million. He basically to have a meet and greet with Bernie, even though he was on stage with them multiple times.
I'll tell you, I'm not going to vote for Steyer in the primary.
No,
but I have really come around to kind of like him.
He was great in the debate. He was better than Biden. He was better than Buttigieg.
He was
better than Klobuchar,
coherent, and he was kind of a happy guy. And hell, if he was the nominee, I'd vote for him gladly. He's not going to be the nominee, so I don't have to worry about that. But like, I don't consider him
like an ideological threat.
No,
I don't think he's going to like pull some weird bullshit like third party run. I don't think he's going to do any of that.
I hope he stays involved in the process,
and like you said, helps out on down ballot, and maybe takes the rest of his money and puts it towards free, fair elections and
redistricting, stuff like that.
Pays for people to get to the poll. I don't know. Is that illegal? No, driving people to polls not illegal, right?
No, because
it's people that hang outside in parking lots of polls is illegal. Even though people do it all the time.
Yeah, I helped run
poll intimidation.
I helped run a campaign in Florida for a city council, and I had a candidate that I was working with, and I did the logistics. And I mapped out our district, or the little area in which he had to garner votes. And there was some apartment buildings, and I was like, hire Ubers, or that seemed like a really good expenditure because a lot of people just they couldn't get to the polls.
Yeah.
Florida's kind of anyway. Mayor Pete, exactly. I began months and months ago really kind of liking Mayor Pete. I thought it was intriguing, and I don't much care for him anymore.
He never bothered me in the beginning.
Yeah,
but I knew there was no way in hell he was going to get it because he's like a mayor.
He seems like to me like a technocrat in the sense that he's real smart.
Yeah, he's smart.
I think he
That's
has
great.
a lot to offer. I would love
I'm
to
smart.
see. Yeah,
That's from that movie. I'm smart.
I would love to see him involved in some way. You put him in charge of Veterans Affairs, or you put him in the Department of Defense, or something like
whatever.
that.
I mean, I don't have there's people who have like a straight up hatred of him. I don't have a hatred of him, but I will say what I don't like. I would say definitely the past month or two. He's definitely gone more to the right. Yep. It doesn't make any sense. Like, dude, we all know you were trying to be like Obama. You were basically trying to be like, I'm the millennial. I'm gay. I'm this,
right.
and it's like, and that's supposed to get people to like. And instead he goes like the opposite, and it's like he's trying to steal votes from Biden.
Yeah.
And the Medicare for those who want it. It's like, what the that's not how it works.
Right.
That's like saying clean coal. Like
nuclear power for those who want it.
But Medicare for all it doesn't work.
Yeah.
If everyone's not doing it, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's how you destroy something. When you say like
that's how insurance works. Everyone has to do it. Yeah.
School choice.
Right.
It's like okay, you've just destroyed the school system. Like that's how you like. It's like what was it? I forgot. I was listening to like Tom Hartman or something, and he said like in Vermont or something, they basically tried bringing universal health care.
Yeah.
But the problem was the state's too small.
Right.
So there's not enough people to even get it to work properly.
It's like how insurance is how like Las Vegas makes money.
You need large pools.
Yeah, you need a large
for
amount of people.
Every big winner, there's millions of people who've lost.
Right. So that's just how that works.
It's a scam.
And I don't. Well, and I don't like. Look, I don't.
Maybe you'll win.
I don't like dislike Mayor Pete, like you're saying, but
he had some good lines, like you said. He did have. I'm trying to remember what his lines were, and he also tries to play like he's trying to appeal. I know what he's doing, and it's good because he's paid. I think there's some value to it. I don't think, again, it's like this doesn't work. This doesn't really work on. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I know he tries to play up like that he's religious.
Right.
He's the mayor in the state that Pence was governor.
Yeah.
Even though it was a college town. It's not like he was like in the middle of like some racist podunk. He's in a college town. It's like. Not to say that it's as progressive as other areas, but still, it's like I lived in Chico, California. It wasn't. I wouldn't call it a liberal bastion, but my God, in the area it was in, and that area was red as fuck.
Well,
so
I like what Mayor Pete's doing in kind of reclaiming Christianity.
Yeah, he's trying
for its roots.
But again, it's like that's not going to win.
Evangelicals are never going to vote for him.
There might be like. There are a couple, that actually believe the environment is, there's that.
But they're 17. They can't vote yet.
Yeah, it's a very small percentage.
Yeah. Indiana won't vote for him statewide.
No.
And evangelicals won't vote for him.
Yeah, I wouldn't even pick him as a VP candidate.
I'm not even confident he would carry the gay and lesbian vote.
Well, he wouldn't even carry the minority vote.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. He has a horrible record when it comes to like.
Well, he did recently get and he mentioned this on the debate, that he got one of the members of the House Black Caucus to
say hi to him.
To like co-chair his campaign or something like that.
I mean, he's paying him.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Again, he's not going
to win.
He's not going to win. He'll be like he might in the early primary states elections. Mm-hmm. He might show up in the top 3.
Yeah.
Top 4, maybe, but he is not getting it, and I don't want him as a VP candidate. I don't know who would he be good for as any of those people. None of them.
No one. I don't. I'm okay. That's Mayor Pete, and like I said, like he's certainly not an embarrassment. He's a smart guy. He's probably a very good guy.
Very well spoken. Yeah. He says, I think he has good stage presence. He's but there's just things about him. I think this. It's like somebody brought up a point about him and said, like, how his ideology is not fully formed. It was almost like he threw a dart at a wall and said, what am I going to be? Have you ever heard the story about Glenn Beck?
Which one?
I know which Glenn Beck. How he became a Mormon?
No.
Well, he's a Mormon, right?
Okay.
Which I always find really bizarre. Well, now he looks like Colonel Sanders,
He
which
does.
I feel like is his final racist form.
Right, like his like a
like
Pokemon.
No, Dragon Ball. Like, this is my final form.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like that's his final form.
Sure.
But supposedly, I've heard him say this, not just like written down. Like basically, him and his wife just said we need to pick a religion.
Oh, okay.
So they like,
And that's the one they settled on?
yeah.
Sure. Okay.
But I mean, like to me, like that's a weird personality though. Like you don't need to have a religion.
No.
And you don't usually throw a dart at it.
Yeah, or if you feel, well, I guess, like, look, if I would say it's more environmental, like,
what
if you
area
lived
you're
in Utah,
and
you're like, look, I want my kid to have a religion, so he or she has a
some friends,
right, then like in Florida, obviously a lot of people went to Baptist churches because.
Well, I mean, I just feel like Mayor Pete, like he's not even mayor anymore. Pete Buttigieg is just like, I don't know if could he be a Republican? Yeah.
Oh, I could see him as being like a Romney-esque Republican.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, somebody who
in Massachusetts, he probably would be a Republican. Frankly, you know. I mean, in Indiana, he may be a Democrat, but that may not be the case elsewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's not talk about it anymore.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, he'll probably be in the next debate. He'll be sticking around for a while, but in a couple of months, he'll be completely irrelevant.
Let's move on to Klobuchar. It's Klobuchar in time.
Yeah. Oh man, what band was it? Sick of It All had a song called "Clobbering Time," which obviously was the thing. But it's Klobuchar time.
Yeah, I don't like her. I don't
like her.
Yeah,
somebody again. It's like I saw someone tweet this. It's like basically she's like some upper management. That's how she comes off. She comes off as somebody. It's like
she's HR.
She's somebody that works at a company who's above you. May come off nice. She might make you shave her legs. Throw coffee at you.
Yeah, right.
Well, like I say, like she might be like nice to you, like on a very, very surface level, but will be absolutely horrible to you. And it's not because that's what she is. She's like upper management. It's like, and she won't even like say hi to you outside of the place.
Right. I don't find her relatable. I guess that's probably the
but
way
she's
of
from the
saying
Midwest, and people from the Midwest don't need health insurance.
Yeah.
They don't
pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
Yeah. They don't need things.
Right. They don't need the government coming in there.
The grit of the...
Right.
The people don't need things like that. They don't. And when you say it to them, they're like, no, I'm from the Midwest.
Right.
We don't...
Meanwhile, I'm here paying like fucking $75 for my copay of grit. I would say, again, like, I don't hate her
argument about like
the Medicare for all stuff.
Well, no, it's just like there's something she's good on. Like she's good at like I like that she basically said like I didn't support the Iraq War.
Yeah, sure.
She was like I like that she's like straight up honest about that stuff. There's something she's actually like, and we talked about this before. If this was 2004. She would be considered a very progressive candidate on the stage.
Right.
But I don't think she's evolved since then.
Right.
So she's not the progressive candidate. She comes off as a centrist. I think, again, at this point, all she hurts is Biden, which I'm fine with. I don't really want Biden to be the nominee. Right. So if she takes away votes from Biden, then she'll take votes from Biden and people who are getting a little squirmy about Warren that don't like Bernie.
Here's the thing about...
But she's not going to be the nominee.
I don't know anyone who supports Klobuchar, and honestly...
Bill Maher?
I can't imagine anyone who supports Klobuchar.
I don't understand how she's still making these debates. I don't understand how Cory Booker can't... And that's why I said, like, how Tulsi's still running.
Right.
Like, and again, it's like
I get how people support Tulsi.
But it's like, how... But I mean, like, why couldn't Cory stick around? I guess, he probably takes his job in the Senate more seriously.
Well, that was his stated reason. He said he needs to get back to the Senate to impeach Trump.
Basically, what's-her-face doesn't give a fuck about Hawaii. So
right.
She doesn't care. She's not running again. So
right, yeah.
I think that, the governor recently said, like, resign?
Yeah.
In Hawaii. But I was like blown away that Cory Booker is like not even going to make it to like the first. I was shocked that Kamala Harris did drop that like a month ago, 2 months ago.
It was a while ago.
It was a while ago already.
Yep.
She was considered a front runner in the beginning.
I was sitting in my car eating a taco from Taco Bell, and the new black bean crunch burrito.
Are you getting paid by Taco Bell?
No, but it was
okay. We don't. No. I think you're getting like. You're not telling me. You're not telling me. No, Rob, we don't have sponsors.
Right. I was calculating my hot sauce dividend.
Yeah. Gang.
But, well, yeah, I'm surprised they're not in it. Here's the thing, though, is like, if you describe to me any voter, I will tell you that they will more likely support someone other than Klobuchar. You know what I mean? I just can't fathom someone saying...
she has she gives you no reason to want to vote for her.
Yeah.
She, like, literally says...
She's a list of things we can't do.
Yeah. Well, I'm the person that says you can't do that. It's like, who the fuck wants to hear that? Who sits at home and goes, yeah. But again, there's people... I'm like... I sit at home, I'm confused by, like, the people who watch, like, a Trump speech and he brags about, like, we're getting regulations. And I'm like... Who sits at home, even if who's a Republican, who's like just an average Joe, and goes, good.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to benefit him in any way or her in any way. Like,
well, Klobuchar reminds me of, like, when I was a kid and we'd be driving home at night and I'd turn on the light in the car for, like, 2 seconds and my parents would freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because, like, we were going to crash the car or something like that.
Close the fridge.
That's Klobuchar. Klobuchar is, like, every one of those moments.
Like, listen, I'm fine with her being in the Senate.
Oh, yeah, she's good.
She's still...
You need someone like that
She's still
in the Senate.
Yes, compared to Sanders, she's a centrist moderate, but...
She's reliable, though.
She's progressive on a lot of things, and I think especially when it comes to, like... But I'm sure somebody... Maybe I don't know her record enough. Regardless, I don't want her to be president.
Yeah, me neither.
And no one does.
Right.
I don't know how she's still making the debates at this point. I was, like, blown away that... Like, Yang wasn't on it, and Cory Booker wasn't on it. But,
Well, yeah. That's
who came out and endorsed her? I'm trying to think of, like, someone like...
Who?
No, it's like somebody horrible.
Someone horrible. Matt Getz.
Matt... No, I was thinking of, like, some celebrity. Like, like Dave Chappelle endorsed Yang. It's like...
Right. Mel Gibson.
Judy Tenuta. like I'm trying to think like a comedian. Right. Or that lady that used to wear...
Top.
That was that woman that used to wear like ball gowns.
Oh,
she was this woman comedian from like the 80s.
Yeah,
She always wore like ball gowns. And
right.
her jokes, like she just like with her eyes were very sparkly.
Yeah.
Man, what was her fucking name? Doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But she endorsed her. Paula Poundstone.
Paula
Poundstone. Yang got Dave Chappelle.
Right.
Amy Klobuchar got Paula Poundstone.
There you go.
I'm kidding. I don't think any of that's true.
All right. So, Biden.
Biden, I don't understand how he's still alive.
Well, look, I'll tell you, and this is where I think, I'm just thinking because I don't know this for a fact. I think the average Democrat in the average state really likes Biden.
Well, they know who he is. He's Coke.
He's a known... Yeah, he
worked for Obama.
Right. Well, that's it. Some people, like when you say, give me a Pepsi, and they're like, all we have is Coke, is that okay? They'll be like, sure. That's Biden voters right there. It's like, yeah, I'll take one. But there are other people that are like, fuck no, I don't want a Coke.
He's name recognition. It's like people like talk about Trump, and they're like, oh, he was an outsider. I'm like, no, he wasn't. Everybody knew his name for years. He was like a huge presence in the 80s. In the 70s, he was a big presence.
He was in Home Alone.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah. In the 80s, in the 90s, like he's always had a fucking presence.
Yeah.
He was always in the news. They would ask him what his opinion was.
Right.
He threatened to run for president a bunch of times. He had the biggest selling book.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were skits.
He had that P tape that was huge.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That he dropped that pussy grabbing hot mixtape that he dropped.
Yes, that with 2 Live Crew.
Yeah,
That was a great. I had the B-side. Okay.
Yep. What else did he do?
Steaks.
Yeah, steaks.
Universities.
No, I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying like Saint Lever doing skits about him in the 80s. Like he was a
well, and he had that book, The Art of the Deal.
Yeah, everyone knew who he was.
For him.
And that's why it was like, no, this wasn't some like guy who came out of nowhere.
No.
No one else could have pulled this shit off.
Yeah.
Unless it was a big celebrity. The only person who probably could have done something like the way he did, minus all the things he did.
Oprah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't want that on the Democratic side. We want people who actually know how to run things. There's I think what they said, like, there was like one candidate, there was one guy, a famous actor, the guy from To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, Robert.
No, not Robert Redford.
No, I was going to say
reparations.
Well, anyway,
Well, it was a famous actor. He was like one of the only guys they like came really close where he was thinking of running.
Huh.
But they don't do that. Like Ben Affleck years ago was like
I remember that.
thinking about running for something.
Senate in Massachusetts.
Yeah, and then he's like, "No, I'm an actor. I have an actual career. I don't need to do
then
this
he became
shit."
Batman.
Yeah.
And look, if you had the choice between becoming a senator or becoming Batman, then the choice is clear, right?
Sure. Yeah. Okay, so Biden. I mean, he can't even like. All his debates have been horrible. Like
they've been C pluses.
Yeah. He I would say in this one he looked like he was not even fully cognitive.
He
was
looks
slurring
like
words.
his makeup was done by a mortician.
Yeah. No, I'm serious. I hate to say it. I'm not I'm not even talking about his politics. I don't like him. I never I liked when Obama picked him as like the VP. It didn't bother me. I was like,
he wasn't my choice as VP, but I liked him.
It was almost like a smart choice. Like, I'm the young guy. I'm the one that brings it. And let me bring this guy who's like an established dude. This is going to bring all the grandmas.
Well, and also Biden was a senator, and he could manage the Senate for
the guy can do it. But like, I just don't. I think he's got too much baggage, too much tape, too much history, too much stuff in the media. The thing with his son, with the Republicans, it's like there's so much that could be used against him, and it's like the media is already trying with Bernie with the Warren thing.
Right,
they're gonna try to the irony. I put out this tweet, and again I think I got 2 likes, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to say it here because it's just I'm trying to make a solid point here of no matter who the Democratic nominee is, be rest assured that the MSN mainstream news will hold everything against him while allowing orange Adderall snoring rapist slur his way into a second term.
Yeah,
they will say that Bernie is an anti-Semite when
right.
he's Jewish. They will say that he is sexist when he was a feminist policy, and his policies are the best for women.
Right. Well,
they will say all these horrible things. While there's an actual guy who said grab him by the pussy, walks into locker rooms with 13-year-old girls, hung out with Jeffrey Epstein. A list goes on. It has 17 or 18 rape allegations against him. And they'll let that go in the background, and they'll just keep playing tapes of they're gonna do that. It doesn't matter who the nominee is. We cannot. I personally think though, I'm not going for safe here. I don't think Biden's a safe nominee. I think there's too much baggage, and I don't think he's gonna excite people to come out. Young people are not gonna come out and vote, and they're not gonna come out in draws for him.
Well, I would say that the potential for young people not voting for Biden is probably equal to the potential for old people not voting for Bernie. Now, that being said, Biden's not my first choice or my second choice. He may not even be my third choice now, but
I'll still vote for him.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at. I mean, I'm hesitant to badmouth him too much.
I don't want to badmouth any of them. I can say right off the bat, the ones I badmouth are the ones that I know have no chance.
Right.
And it's not because I think they have no chance. It's because
they just don't.
They don't. You look at them and you go I know why you're really running. You're trying to raise your stock.
Yeah, I just can't think of any policy position that Biden has that is a deal breaker for me. I don't love all his policy positions.
I mean, well, the thing is, when it comes to healthcare, his whole idea is he wants to improve the ACA, which, honestly, at this point, that ain't a bad thing because right now we have a guy who's trying to get rid of everything.
Yeah.
What did he have the nerve to say that he protected?
Yeah,
this fucking lying piece of shit said that Trump said that he made sure to protect And someone was like, dude, you have lawyers in court right now.
Right. Like
trying to literally get removed.
They just went to court the other day to try to get the Supreme Court to not overturn Obamacare until after the election. They just want to delay it until after the election.
There you go. And that should be the thing that the candidate should say. Yeah. This guy is going to overturn. This is what Bush, when Bush won the election, what he tried to do first thing out the gate. Thankfully, he failed, but he tried to do it, which was privatize Social Security. Right. He didn't call it that. He said, he basically wanted to just make 401k, expand 401k.
Yes.
Basically, he wanted, to make it like the way Butteigeig says Medicare for if you want it. He literally wanted to do, Social Security if you want it. And it's no, that's not how it works.
No.
And, yeah, so
I
don't know. I don't have much anything to say about Biden.
Yeah.
Biden was just there. He's
biding his time.
He is. I don't know how much time he has left though.
Right.
I hate to say it. I'm people knock Bernie's age, but Bernie is fully cognitive.
Yeah.
He's spry. He had a heart attack, but now he looks better than ever.
Mm-hmm.
And but Biden just looks there's people who are old. There's people it's unfortunately my mother-in-law's in a wheelchair.
Right.
She's in her late mid 70s.
What happens when you get older? Yeah.
But there are people her age who are very active and doing great.
Yeah.
Not everybody genetics isn't everyone's friend. Not everybody has an equal,
Right.
There's people in their 80s that are very active, and then there's people in their 80s who are one day away from being dead.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just life isn't fair. And to say, yes, it's weird that our top three candidates, Warren's 70, Bernie's 78, and Biden's 1,000, I think.
Well,
no, he's 76 or something. But to me, out of those three, Biden looks the oldest.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, look, Biden.
I will take Biden over Trump any day.
Yes,
any fucking day.
Yep.
But I just don't think he's. I don't know. I don't want to. I know what you're saying. I don't want to talk trash about him because it's
I could see
he's a potential candidate.
If you have the three most likely nominees being Biden, Warren, and Sanders, Warren and Sanders, I could see them splitting a pretty progressive vote, and you're left with Biden.
Yeah.
That's not.
They split each other, unfortunately. If it's just the three of them.
Well, I know.
If Butteigeig and Klobuchar drop out, let's say after Iowa or New Hampshire or South Carolina, they drop out. The rest of those votes go to Biden.
Well, I'm just looking at myself, and I know it's a mistake to look at yourself as like other people act just like me, but I'm pretty progressive, and I'm more leaning Bernie now than before. But for a long time, I was Bernie or Warren, and
I was really excited about Warren, and I was I don't know why I always liked Bernie. Like I said, I voted for him at 16. I always liked him for years. I've heard him on progressive radio. Tom Hartman always had him on every Friday. I would listen to that. But I don't know. But lately, I don't know. There was just there was something the wind kind of got knocked out of Warren, and Bernie just started rising. And it's after he came back from his
heart attack. Yeah.
He was revived, and there was excitement, and then he was
he
on
was
the news.
Bernie the White.
Because Bernie the Great, Bernie the White,
right.
Oh, yes.
After that Balrog attack.
Gandalf the White say, when they meet him and he's oh yes, I remember.
Right, yeah.
Because technically he was a different person.
Yeah.
Someone told me that and I was kind of depressed. Gandalf the Grey was technically dead.
Yeah,
Gandalf the White was technically a new person.
He was a new iteration of that thing. Right?
We'll save that for the Lord of the Rings podcast.
Yeah, the 18-part series.
Yeah, 18-part series.
All right, well...
Can't wait for the episode. Just done in Gom's voice.
We're left with Bernie and Warren in this debate. I thought they both did fine.
It's just funny because and I knew this was going to happen. This smells of we're 2 weeks away from the first primary.
Yeah,
so they got to fight.
Yeah,
it's the friendship is ending. In the first couple of debates, when they were together, they were getting ganged up by all the blue dog Delanies and all these
the Delaniacs.
The Delaniacs crazy. They're Delaney, and they they were just taking everyone on, and they never count each other. Honestly, it's the first debate where they like got into it because, I mean, if anyone like is shocked by this, then they never watched. They never like. I would say, if anything, except for like the shit with Tulsi, with like Kamala and all that, and like Tulsi trying to attack Warren, I would say pretty much everybody has been pretty civil in comparison. Like, these things can get really nasty, and we're like 2 weeks away from Iowa. Like, and the networks are like, they want a bloodbath, so they totally set up. They set up the Warren Bernie thing, and in a way, they want them. They don't want a progressive ticket.
Right. Yeah. Well, and it even still wound up, despite CNN kind of gearing it up to be hostile. They were still pretty civil.
But I think Bernie like had some great lines to it. He's like, listen, you know what? And he brought up something that every candidate should be saying. Everybody should be saying this. Hillary Clinton won by 3 million votes. Yeah. And Donald Trump lost. Now, people could say, well, it doesn't matter. He's the president. Okay, but that's not the point. Right. The point is, he lost the popular vote. Yeah. More people wanted Hillary. 3 million. So if we get him... And he literally won by just a couple of thousand here and there. They, people would bring up a good point. What was that guy's name? McMullen?
Oh, yeah.
They said, if anything, he probably fucking... people always blame Jill Stein. They said, if anything, he probably hurt...
Could have been. Yeah.
They looked at the numbers of the states, and they're like... Someone, like, he, like, wrote something nasty about, like, Bernie on Twitter or something. Yeah, people, like, someone posted thinking, like, dude, you're probably the reason... You're one of the reasons why Hillary lost. Right. It's like... You got 8,000 votes in this state. You got 10,000 votes in this state. And these were the states that, like, if Hillary got those votes, she...
Michigan, Pennsylvania.
Now, who knows that these people who voted were probably Republicans that were like, I hate Trump, I'm not going to vote for him.
Right, but still.
But even, like, if 10% of those went to Hillary, that would have changed everything. I mean, like, there's so many factors involved. And it's scary. I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, it's... I don't know. I'm not like a policy wonk. I mean, I only know so much about things, and you probably know more of these things than I do. I'm just like, we're just watching these debates. It's funny. Like, we're in Texas. I don't think our election is till like March or April. Right. And honestly, the way things are going, I bet you a lot of that shit's going to be decided before it even makes this.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. I mean, I still vote. I just vote because, like, I vote. It's just
I'm just like I said. It's really bizarre. It's like. Everybody was complaining about how there were so many people running. Yeah. And now I feel like there's hardly any.
It narrowed quickly.
Like, I know Yang's still in there, and I know Tulsi's still in there, and I know I think like fucking Delaney might be in there.
Someone today was like, is Bennett still technically
supposedly
running?
He's still running.
Yeah, see, I mean, like...
But they're not...
They're non-factors.
But the thing is, like, people don't realize, like, dude, when Trump was running in 2016, that ticket... That field was so jam-packed right before Iowa. Yeah. It didn't go away until like a couple of states in that people started dropping out. I feel like it's narrowed down a lot. Like, I could not believe that Cory Booker and Kamala Harris dropped out. I'm like kind of blown away by that. I mean, I'm not shocked about Julian Castro. No. But like...
Well, the Republican field in the last election didn't really narrow down until on national TV, Trump called Ted Cruz's wife ugly and then accused his dad of assassinating Kennedy. And that really made the Republicans coalesce.
I believe that. That's totally plausible. I think that's probably the most honest thing Trump ever said.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the Iowa debate. And I guess in a couple weeks we'll have our first caucus results, right?
Yeah, but I don't think we'll talk about... I don't know. We'll see what we... I don't know if I want to do any more debate episodes. No. I think, like, at this point, it's like, it's interesting when there's, like, a lot of candidates. Right. And we can, like, talk shit about them. Sure. The ones we don't like and the ones that are goofy. The ones we don't... Sleestack, Yang Bang.
Delaney.
Yeah, the Russian plant,
Right.
Like, we could say those type of things, and...
But these are all, like, plausible candidates.
But right now, it's all plausible, and it's like, it's getting real policy-driven, and it's getting real, and it's like, and a lot of them have the same... Yeah. It's like, they're all arguing for the job. I would say Biden is the furthest from them, but right now, it's like, the argument, one that's real quick, the argument right now is that the real Bernie people, like, diehard Bernie people will make, is that Warren is not real. She's like... They think she's Clinton 2.0. I disagreed with that.
I disagree with that too, but I think you're right.
But that's how they're trying to frame
Yeah.
her. And they'll say that. It's like, that's how they're going to frame her. They're going to say she's Clinton 2.0. And I would take that over Trump.
Yeah.
I would take any of these people over Trump.
Oh, yeah.
And anybody who's...
I would take half an onion in a plastic bag over Trump.
Yeah, really.
I would.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like, that's not a joke. Like, people need to wake the fuck up. Like, whoever the candidate is, that's who it's going to be. That's why it's like we've been saying shit. And that's why I don't want to really attack Biden that much. Because he might be your candidate.
Yeah.
And I won't even sit there and be like, oh, well, he gives massages. This is something. Well, you know what? Kids in cages.
Yeah,
I don't know.
right?
I mean... Well, someone made a point. They said that the problem with Biden, because Biden's and it's actually not that hard of an argument to make, that he's the kind of guy who will be like, well, I gave them a cot, I gave them a toothbrush, I gave them like better food. Right. So is that good? Yeah. And it's like, no. Yeah. But like that's kind of like it's like it's a step up. But honestly, at this point, I'm sure the people in the cage would like that. Yeah, right? I'm sure I'd be happy if the ACA improved. Yeah, I'd be happy if me too. The whole point of the ACA was it was like the same thing. It was like Social Security was something that got better as it went along. Right. It wasn't perfected.
Built momentum. Right.
It took years to get to, and people will say it's not like right now. Okay, well, whatever you think it is now, I guess in the beginning wasn't great. Right. And ACA, it was like one of those things where it's like the whole point was, okay, we had Obama, we were going to get Clinton, we're not going to get universal health care, but we're going to improve it. Maybe she would pressure the governors to fucking take the fucking money. Yeah, right. Do type of shit like that. Like, oh, you had a disaster in your state. Right. It's like, I remember there was like this, like, Rick Perry would, like, threatened to succeed from the nation all the time.
Right. Until Galveston got swamped.
That was what's his face. No, there was like an explosion at like a plant. Oh yeah, I remember that. Really bad explosion, and of course it's like then he cries for government money. Yeah, and that's the moment where you say, okay, well I'll give you the money if you right, you take this money too and give your fucking constituents health care, asshole. Yeah. So, all right, well.
Iowa debate.
If you're in Iowa, vote. I will say I still like Bernie, but yeah. I also don't want Trump as president. Right. And I'm not saying that's a knock on Bernie. I'm saying as in.
Yeah, I've come around to Bernie. I think I'm going to vote Bernie in the primary.
Yeah, that's my vote. Again, if he's not the nominee, I hope he is. Mm-hmm. I want him to be.
Yep. Oh yes. All right. I'm Joseph K.
I'm Rob Israel. And you still going on about
that.
Thank you for listening to You Still Going On About That. Please like, comment, share, and if you haven't done already, please follow us on Instagram, YSGoat, Facebook, YSGoat, and Twitter, YSGoat. Thank you, and have a great day.